frothing. I would have called it red. Quite intoxicating. Swallow everything, like a German porn. When it comes to performance wagons, the Subaru Legacy is the OG. And today, we have one of the most interesting and rare examples. It's a Japanese Blitzen sprinkled with a little bit of German Gitzen. It's a bonkers design by Porsche Design. This isn't just any Legacy, this is the B4 Blitzen, and it might just be Subaru's greatest legacy ever. Are you ready? Let's go! Now, performance wagons are just cool. I don't think anyone would dispute that. There's something amazing about a shopping trolley that can chop a sports car at a set of lights that just gets enthusiasts frothing. And if we're going to talk about performance wagons, well, of course, we have to talk about Subaru. You see, they were one of the first companies in the world to offer all-wheel drive turbocharged performance in the practical body of a wagon. And the Subaru Legacy RS is where that journey began. From the Legacy RS's first appearance in 1990, the performance wagon has become a reliable and constant fixture in the Subaru range. And the first Legacy RS launched with 217 horsepower. It doesn't sound like much these days, but back then it was only 4 horsepower less than the V8 SS Commodore of the time, the VN. And believe it or not, both cars ran the same 6.5 seconds 0 to 100. The dog got an owner. Subaru's rallying credentials were finally proven when an up-and-coming and young Colin McRae and Subaru won their first WRC stage at the Rally of New Zealand in 1993. That was in the Legacy. And that set the tone of Subaru's absolute domination of WRC through the 90s and beyond. Over the years, a multitude of Legacy designs and models were released. It might be the name, it might be the crazy design and colour, and it might be the fact that it heroed in Gran Turismo 3. There is one model, and it's this one, that really stood out in particular. The Blitzen was a Spitzenedition, which is German for special edition, and it was the swan song of the 4th generation Legacy. In a collaboration that no one saw coming, Subaru partnered with Porsche Design to create something that looked absolutely radical. And I think we can all agree this looks the wildest of all the Legacy range. The first and most notable of these Porsche Design Blitzen features is this retina-burning premium red paint. If I was in charge, I would have called it red. It also had these bronze 17-inch wheels that I think look fantastic. And these were designed specifically for the Blitzen. And on the center cap, there's a cool little Easter egg there. It says designed by FA Porsche. I think that's a really cool touch. On the front bumper here, we've got these gopping great intakes. And from some angles, the car kind of looks like it's shot. What do you think? And round the back, the gopping theme from the front carries on. Also love the fact that the body kit wraps around the exhaust, but it is a little bit of a parking liability because you can catch this on curbs. And this rear garnish really nicely finishes off the rear end, engrossing the rear taillights and separating this Legacy from the regular models. And of course, being a wagon, it's extremely practical. I could lie down in this thing if I wanted to, but I won't. This is ideal for driving holidays, ski trips, road trips, and that means lots of gear. And the cavernous boot can absolutely swallow everything you throw at it. Just like a German porn. Under the bonnet of the Blitzen, you're going to find Subaru's legendary EJ20 turbocharged boxer engine. It has 276 horsepower and a sequential twin turbo setup for broader power and torque all the way through the rev range. You have one small little spoolie boy for low-end torque and then a much bigger spoolie boy for high-end power. And you could get these with either a 5-speed manual or a 4-speed Tiptronic Automagic gear bag, just like this one has. Now, when you first get in the Blitzen, the first thing you're going to notice is the bright red paint and the textbook smell of a Japanese import. It's quite intoxicating. The next thing you're going to notice are these gauges that light up and welcome you when you first put the key in the ignition. And sitting just in front of that, of course, you have this nostalgia-evoking Momo steering wheel, which is a perfect size and a perfect girth and fits just wonderfully in your hands. There's a little bit of a duality of personality in this engine. You've got the first turbo with that big bag of torque that comes on early, then there's a little bit of a break for lunch, and then later on in the revs, that second turbo comes on. Oh, now some people don't really like that dead spot feeling. You can get it tuned out. But for me, I think it makes the car a little bit more interesting, especially with an automatic gearbox behind it. You've got the first surge, then the brake, and then a second. So it just feels a bit more interesting and a bit more eventful to drive, and I really appreciate that about this car. The air conditioning works perfectly, as it does in all Japanese cars. There's heaps of visibility through these windows, and these seats, quite surprisingly, are really comfortable and quite supportive. You've got these bolsters, even though it's in cloth, and surprisingly on this one, there's almost no wear on the bolster. So good job, Subaru. Nice seats. A really comfortable and spacious place to be if you're going to be doing long trips. And honestly, that's what this thing really does excel at. So to have the performance and the practicality in one package, it's what makes this car so cool. And this unique design collaboration between Porsche and Subaru and all the crazy design features and the ridiculous red paint is what makes this car so interesting and stand out from the rest of the Legacy and Liberty range. Don't park there. If you're looking for a great jack of all trades and something that's different, interesting, and kind of cool, I think this is a really great way to go. Thanks for watching. Bye.